Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 6, Episode 25, Sound of Her Voice. I don't know if I love this episode or hate this episode. Like, this episode just, completely pulled me in all sorts of different directions. So, the Defiant is out and about doing its Defiant things, and they get a distress call from a captain, a woman, who says that she has crashed and is stranded. And basically her oxygen is running low, and when it does run out, she's going to basically die of CO poisoning. And so, Worf says, it's 6 days and at maximum warp away, which that means that, O'Brien and Dax and Kira and Bashir and Worf and all of the main ops people are going to be gone for a minimum of 12 days. That seems like a really long time to be gone from the station to me, but whatever. And so as they start getting closer, Miles ends up finding a way to start communicating with her. And he says, her communication is consistently changing, so it's really difficult to find that pathway. And Cassidy Yates is on board. And so he finally figures out a way, and then the captain and the crew can talk. And Cisco right away is like, okay, we are constantly going to have somebody with you 24 hours a day to kind of talk with you through this while we get to where you're at. So they're on their way. Cisco talks to her about being with Cassidy, and she's almost like a counselor. Like, every single person that talks to her just complains about their problems, and she gives feedback. So Cisco talks about Cassidy, and she's like, well, I dated a civilian and it didn't really work, so you just really have to come up with boundaries. O'Brien's talking about how he needs more friends. Dr. Bashir is actually ignoring her, and it's kind of a funny scene where she's like, somebody's coming, and Bashir's like, what's going on? And she's like, I've eaten her. And then he's like, I'm sorry, I deserve that. And she's like, yeah, you kind of did. And so throughout the episode, we just watch them talk through this woman, and it's really great to kind of listen to this woman talk to them and kind of go back and forth. Where this episode falls apart for me is the very end, when we finally get to her and they have to figure out, she has 6 hours or 45 minutes. She has 45 minutes left. So they have to get to the planet, rescue her, and get her back to save her. And so they figure out a way to take a runabout down through the atmosphere, because of course the Defiant can't get there. And they get down there, and it turns out that this woman crashed 50 years ago. And that she's been dead for years, and that the communications that they've been doing have actually been going through time. And that's why it kept changing, and they had a difficult time establishing a contact, is the atmosphere or whatever was sending it through time. That bugged me so much. I kind of understand, okay, fine, and I get the gist of this episode is about watching our ops crew talk with her, but just to have it be oh, never mind, it was all through time and you're never going to meet this woman. I don't know. It didn't really sit well with me. I would have liked it more if they had gotten there and scratched in the wall, it had said thank you or something. And then on the way back, or after they had left, they had established contact one more time, and they're like, we're sorry, but we won't make it in time. We'll get there, but we won't make it in time. And so she still said thank you or something to prove that there was a dialogue. No, instead this woman just had this communication with our crew and then just died thinking that they didn't make it in time. I don't know. I felt like this episode was super, super tragic there at the end. I loved it up until that end point, and then it was just really sad, and just, I don't know. I didn't like it anymore. So for those who have seen this one, what did you think about it? Did you like the beginning? Did you like the end? Did you like all of it? Did you think they should have saved her? Because I guarantee you, if this was the Next Generation, that woman would have been saved. And like I said, I'm not so much upset that they didn't save her. I'm okay with that. But I'm upset with the time travel type aspect of it. So I wanted a little bit more. So, I don't know. What did you guys think about this one? Go ahead, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time for the Season 6 finale.